Hello and welcome yet again on this new year, and I'm quite excited to actually be joining you. My name is Munene Mathendo, and I'll be the one taking you over through this particular session. This session will be covering a wide range of topics, including, but of course not limited to, a couple of things. I'll just start off by sharing some of the things we are going to cover because we have a whole lot of things to cover. This is a masterclass which aims to not just cover the small bits about spot trading, but go deeper into understanding what spot trading is and what you can actually leverage, some of the tools that may go unnoticed a lot of the times. We will be comparing, for instance, spot trading to margin trading. We will also be comparing, getting to look at things, for instance, things like comparison between futures. Also get to see some of the order books, some of the things you might be able to actually be very helpful for you. We also be able to see the web interface as well as the app interface. These are some of the things we'll be able to cover. A lot of the other things will be around understanding the trading interface, the front end, how to get around, basically how to get around this particular process. We'll also be able to see an explanation on things like order books, buy orders, what exactly it means for when we say a trading pair, things like the trading interface, again, more on that, the candlesticks, how to interpret them, how they're actually created, and how do you specifically use them to get to interpret a trading chart. We're also going to cover order types, get to see things like, your market orders, your limit orders, your stop limit orders, OCO orders, trading stop orders, and how do they work. Some of the other things we are going to be covering will be the extra features that we get to offer on these, your grid trading, how to configure some of these particular spot bots, how they can be of help to you. Also get to share with you the trading fees and all the important details that you need to know once you get started as a trader. One of the other things we are going to share is how do you get to set up auto invest on spot, because we also tend to understand some users who want to use, for instance, auto invest, and unfortunately maybe they're not, or rather they want to buy small amounts of crypto from anywhere. So you can be able to buy small amounts of crypto over and over time, and you should be able to get some of the things sorted. Now, one of the things I'll rely on is your feedback. Ask questions as much as possible. So again, I see it's already 5 minutes in. Let's get this started. I'll quickly start by sharing a bit about spot trading and even before getting to spot trading, what trading is and how we can be able to leverage this. So basically, again, trading for beginners is, let me get to another screen just a second. In the meantime, all right, trading for beginners. So to start with, I'll also use a lot of blogs as well as practical guides. It's very important for us to use practical guides for us to best be able to understand what we are talking about. In this case, I'll expand what is very necessary for you. And let's talk about trading. So trading for beginners, this is basically you buying and selling crypto assets, exchanging goods or services. Again, in this case, while we try to make it relevant to blockchain, it's basically people exchanging goods and services across different entities, countries, companies. That's the core of it when you say trading. So on Bitget, Trading is again buying and selling coins or fiat currencies between users. Spot trading now in this case refers to a simple way for you to invest. So this is what I would say. This is what I would say uh, whenever you're trading on spot markets, you know, as a user, you can only own your own assets. What we mean by that is, in this case, you cannot be able to leverage, for instance, on futures where you can be able to own more than you actually have. These are some of the terms that we'll cover on our next masterclass. So in this case, there's no shorting or longing for those of us who've heard about futures. There's no up and down orders or leverage or margin. So you buy assets, then sell them later at a profit. That's basically how these will work. Now, the key differences between spot trading and margin is the fact that on spot trading, there's little to basically there's lower risk in cryptocurrencies. As always, there's always some risk. In spot trading, there's little risk because again, you're not using any margin, you're not using any leverage, you're not borrowed any funds to get into trades. There's also, in terms of the trading pairs on Bitget, there's you know, a significant amount of trading pairs, more than there is on margin. Uh, in terms of profit opportunities, you're looking at making more, basically making profit when the prices rise, while on the margin side, you'd have to have the prices, you know, you can make money whether the price is going up or not. Now, one of the things these are some of the things, or rather the key items that make you choose spot trading. The fact that you actually own the assets and the flexibility for you to actually do immediate transactions is what makes these very, very interesting. Now, some of the key features on spot trading include, but again, not limited to, the limit orders, the fact that you have a lot of liquidity, which means that whenever you place an order, you are sure that the order will come and go through. Now, I'll quickly take you through how to get to the spot trading interface on both web and mobile. Now, on the Bitget site, when you get to your site, you will be able to come to these. Once you log into your website, through to the website, you'll be able to come in here and see your interface like this. To get to the spot trading, you click on the trade and then click on the spot side, just like that, and you should be able to get to spot trading right away. Now, this is the trading interface. We will be able to go over and cover some of the how basically how the trading interface is like. Now, I'll make my mouse a bit bigger so you can be able to see you can be able to see basically the things I'm doing. Just a second as I do that. Okay, just a second. All right, so this is the spot trading interface rather, and okay, just a second, sorry. That's sorry for the small, okay. Anyway, we can be able to see this particular mouse. Now, this is the trading chart. We'll be able to cover all the things on this particular chart. Don't feel pressured. These are some, you'll be able to learn how you know what all these, whatever you're looking on the screen is all about. So some of the things we'll be able to see is the full interface and how does it work, and how you can be able to leverage it both on the web and on the app side. Now, looking at the app, rather on the website, I'll start over by showing basically some of the things you may want to learn from this particular interface. On this interface, you'll find a chart, which is basically this part. This is the part where you call the chart. On the top left, you'll start over by looking at the what we call the trading pairs. I may want to make these interfaces slightly bigger for everyone to be able to see. Now, on the top left, we will also talk about the announcements. Basically, this is where all the updates are shown. Basically, on the favorite coins, you can see I'm able to scroll there. And then we can be able to see the 24-hour change of the asset you've selected. In our case, we have selected Bitcoin being the ticker symbol BTC. When I say ticker symbol, I mean for every asset, it has the full name as well as the ticker symbol. Ticker symbol being the short form of the asset. Now, Bitcoin's short form is BTC. For instance, I'll just give you other options. Solana short form is SOL. Cardano short form is ADA. Bitget token short form is BGB, and the likes. So basically, that's how those short forms are basically those are what we call ticker symbols. Now, for ticker symbols, we typically would have a trading pair, and we'll be able to tell what a trading pair is. A trading pair is basically what a coin trades against. So I've come to buy Bitcoin. What am I buying it with? So picture this. You've gone to the market. You have some dollars maybe. You want to buy some oranges. And in this case, the trading pair you're looking at is oranges against your dollar. So in this case, the ticker symbol would, assuming oranges was with a ticker symbol ORG and the dollar was with a ticker symbol USD, you would have a trading pair called USD. So that's basically how that's formulated. Now, this is the part that also shows the 24-hour change of that particular asset, including the highs, the lows, the total volume traded, basically in Bitcoin and in US dollar terms on the USDT side, for instance, for this particular token. So these are some of the things you can be able to highlight on the trading side. Now, we'll go to the next part and get to review what we call the order books. Now, on this part, the order book is this particular part where you see red. I'll try to highlight. This is the order book. So this is the order book, and the order book is basically, as it sounds, a book that records orders. Now, on this book, as I mentioned, this is a book that records orders. The red ones are the sell orders, and the green ones are the buy orders. And the price you're looking at is the last price that the last buyer paid. Right. Now, when you come to the sell orders, you can use this filter right here. These are decimal points to filter based on maybe the 1 Bitcoin or based on 10 Bitcoin. So basically this is an increment. For instance, it's changing 80, 90, 100, just like that. It doesn't or based on 100 Bitcoins or something, rather $100 worth of Bitcoin. So 98,000 or 98,100, something of the sort. So this is what we call our order book, and records basically the buys and the sells in the market. Now, I will go inside the chart and I will show you now this being the chart. This chart basically shows the price change during that particular time frame. Now, I think I need to go through time frame first. A time frame basically, the time intervals show the price change based on that time interval. So if I put 1 second, I mean this is what has happened. Okay, 1 second is too low. Let's put in something like 1 minute. Uh, if I put say 1 minute, you can be able to see the price change of the ticker symbol Bitcoin against USDT or BTC against USDT within the past 1 minute. If I put 1 day, for each candlestick that you're seeing here, it represents 1 day. Now, I'll just share the fact that this is a candlestick, but I'll get to and make you understand what a candlestick represents in a more in-depth manner. Now, the candlesticks again presents the price changes. So what you're seeing here is the price change over the past 1 day, because we are on the 1 day time frame represented under the time frame here 1D. 1M, the small m is a minute, these ones. The 3M, the big M means 1 month and 3 months. 1W means 1 week. So basically you can be able to learn you can be able to learn by basically using hovering these right here and be able to see all the instances here. Now, this is the trading view interface. You can switch to the standard interface, which is much more easier. It doesn't have all the tools, but it's slightly easier than the other interface. TradingView, however, offers you more tools. So you can see there's more tools whenever you want to use them. So you can be able to look through each of these tools much later. Now, for the depth right here, it basically shows you the order depth. And what the order depth is it shows you the number of buyers versus the number of sellers, basically red being the sellers, green being the buyers. So that's in terms of interpreting the chart. These are some of the things you can be able to use to interpret your chart and be able to make decisions based off that. Now, additionally, I'll go to the next part where I'll also show you the orders. The orders are located on the very far right. You can see the order on the order side. So on this side, you can be able to select a number of orders, either a limit order, which you can find right there, a market order, an OCO order, a trigger, take profit and stop loss, which you can be able to configure when you want to take profit and stop losses, and then a trailing stop, and one very advanced, very nice order called the iceberg order. I'll be able to cover all these on this particular session. Now, if you notice, we have cross 3x and isolated 10x. These basically show futures trades. These are not something we are covering today. Today is purely on the spot trading side. And we will be able to cover these much later, in a different week. Now, once you click on the buy side, you can be able to set your orders right there. We'll be able to cover them shortly. Now, I mentioned that we have the latest transaction right there. I believe that's now all good. Also, there is the switch area. The switch area is basically what we call where basically we have the orders on this side and the sell orders on that side and the buy orders on this side. We also have the market trades, so which basically show the trades which have happened over the past with the timestamps right there. Again, you can see how fast it's moving. That's basically for you to understand that particular interface. Um, on the, let's see, what else is not covered? So that's fully covered. I will quickly walk you through the interface on this on the phone interface. It's quite similar, so I won't dwell a lot of time there, but it's quite similar. So I'll just quickly highlight the things, maybe the important things that you may need to understand. Now I'll start with just a sec. I'll start with sharing my phone screen right there, so we can all see this phone screen. So when you open Bitget app, I think it's better on the light mode where everyone can be able to see. So when you open the Bitget app, okay, just a sec, we may need to refresh. Okay, all right, let me try to get this screen up. Seem to have a bit of an issue. Okay, we'll proceed with the web until we're able to solve the mobile issue. Just a sec. Um, okay, perfect. The mobile is now sorted. So we'll go to Bitget. And on this particular interface, you will now click on you can click under the trade tab. The trade tab is located right down here. You can see it right there. Clicking on the trade tab will take you to spot trading. You can see this interface is slightly different, but not that much different. So you can start here where you can see the trading pairs, and you can select your trading pairs just by clicking there. You can also fill in this data here to select what you want to buy and at what price, which is similar to what we've seen. You can see the order book in this case is right there. So that shows you the order book. Clicking on this icon right here, this one, takes you to the actual chart, and the chart looks like this. So for this particular chart, down here you can see the completed market orders. Rather, the completed orders, you can also see the depth. The depth is was what we just saw, indicating the spread between the buyers and the sellers, and it's labeled right there for you to be able to see. This is the chart that we just covered, and we can see the news right there. You can see the point where you can change your candle, rather time frames, which you can be able to select from these timelines here. And if you come in here under data, you can be able to get more details. For instance, the number of buys, the number of sells, that are happening, which can help you make decisions on whether to get on a trade or not. Under about, you can, once you click here, you can see the data of that particular asset that you're trading, the base asset. And for instance, in this case, you can see the market cap of Bitcoin being 1.93 trillion, the FDV, fully diluted market cap, which basically stands for, suppose all the tokens were released at the current price, what would be the valuation? And that would be 2.04 trillion. You can also see the 24-hour volume versus the market cap, being the 24-hour volume is 2.76% of the market cap. You can also see the market share that Bitcoin has. For instance, in this case, it's Bitcoin versus all other tokens, being 56% of the market is held by Bitcoin. The listing time can be able to be seen here, the all-time high, the all-time low, the public chain, all this information can be contained right there. Square is where you can get a lot of information about what's what's going on, for instance, in relation to that particular asset, which is very useful. And we will now go back to the web interface, and I'll quickly go through some of the things that you may need to understand as a trader. Now, I'll go back to what we said about this particular trading pair. Not just this particular trading pair, for any trading pair. You can see the trading pairs are listed as, say, the first part versus the first part, for instance, like this, dark trading against USDT. So in this case, dark would be the base asset. So this is the asset you're buying or selling. And then the quote asset is the assets that the prices are quoted at. So for instance, if I search for Bitcoin, I can see I can trade Bitcoin against USDT. I believe I can trade Bitcoin against USDC. No. Oh, those are USDT pairs. So I could come in here and go here and find BTC, and you can see right now I have all the pairs that I can trade Bitcoin against, including European, rather the Euro, USDE, all the other tokens I could trade Bitcoin against are listed right here. So you can see these are the quote assets, but in most of the cases, you may be able to be trading against USDT. Now, let's quickly move on to the next part where I believe we've explained most of this particular interface. Um, um, hmm we've explained most of this particular interface. I'll now go to what we call candlesticks and quickly give you a rundown on what candlesticks are and how do you actually get to read them. So I'll go to Bitcoin USDT, which is a more balanced trading pair that you can be able to use to analyze what we are after. Now, starting over, I'll need us to quickly review what candlesticks are. So I'll take us to right here where we can review just one of the articles of the many articles we have about candlesticks. So basically, I want one that explains using pictures. Okay, sorry, that's not so good. All right. I want one that we use pictures. Okay. Okay. Okay, just a sec. Perfect. This is what I'm looking for. So basically, a candlestick can either be red or green. So the red candlesticks basically shows that the price opened right above here and the price closed right about here, which means the price actually declined, all right? And that is why it's red. So these are the lowest price the prices went to and the highest price the prices went to, and most of the volume was concentrated in this particular red painted zone, and that is what we call the body of the candlestick. A green one is just the inverse. It just shows the price opened right about here, and then the price closed right about here, and at its highest it went up here, and at its lowest it went down up to here, and this is the body. Now I'll quickly go back to my chart right here, and I'll just zoom in to just show you these candlestick actions. So interpreting these, you can see I'll use this red one. So you can see the open price of this asset was 99,047. The close price was 97,637. The lowest it went to was 97,492, and the highest it went to was 99,356. 358. And similar, you can read on this one, the lowest price, rather it opened by 97,611 and then closed at 98,329, but there were highs of up to 98,521 and lows of up to 97,372. So basically that's how you interpret a candlestick. And in this case, this candlestick is showing the price action for this 1 hour. So if I change, for instance, to 1 day, you'll notice that that has changed, because again, for instance, right here you can find candlesticks which were didn't have a body, which shows more volatility. Ones with bigger bodies shows sort of a huge price action between that particular period. And these are some of the things you can make decisions around. Now, this is all that has all been about the interface. So let's go to the actual trading and how you can be able to get started. So if you, first of all, if you're after trading, we have to define something, right? You are majorly after, sorry, you're majorly after, just a sec. Oh, Siri just joined me on here. All right, just a sec. All right, let's see how to actually get started trading. The first step is for you to figure out what asset you want to trade. Now, to figure out what asset you want to trade, one of the things that you'll need to do is do research on, uh, just a sec, do research on what you actually want to trade. But how do you know how do you do that particular research? Oftentimes you'll be told do your own research, but today I'll show you some of the strategies you can use to find things. um, um, just Now I'll show you how to find some of the things you're after. So now step one is you need to find the purpose of that particular project. So I'll come in here and I'll go, for instance, with the latest listings on Bitget. We recently have these, not that one, but I believe it was this. Okay, we could use even dark. Now, someone would probably see this and be like, okay, there's this price has moved a lot. I want to go to this particular coin. One of the things you need to do is click under coin overview and you'll find more information about this particular coin. So let me use Bitcoin again for demonstration purposes, but in future, for most of the coins, it does apply the same mechanism. So I'll come in on coin overview and I'll notice something. We are given the market cap as $1.9 trillion. Now, a website I usually like is called CoinGecko, and I'll show you the CoinGecko website and how you can leverage this. So for instance, right now you can hear a lot of buzz around AI tokens. So one of the places you can come in here, it's the categories part. And then you can come in here. Probably you're empty, you don't know, rather you're green, you don't know what AI tokens to buy and all that. Come in right there under categories and filter to find AI. So when I filter for AI, sorry, does it give me these? Just a sec. I want to get tokens. Uh, so you can just scroll right here and find AI themed tokens. So you can find, and for instance, you come in here under the 32, category 32, where you can find all the AI meme themed assets. Now, do remember, this is not me telling you to trade these. I'm just using this as a category to show you how you get started, with doing research. Now, I'll randomly pick a project here. Again, not to say you're buying that. I'm just showing you how I would typically come in and try to pick some coins here. One of the things that you consider when you're looking for tokens is the market cap. So a market cap which is big means that the coin is not that volatile. While it's not that volatile, it does mean that there is a very high chance that you may not be able to make as much basically you may not be able to speculate on larger profits, basically, because for instance a $6 billion market cap asset may not have as much potential as a $100 million asset. All right, so you can come in here and filter based off market cap, and they are listed. For instance, in my case, they are listed from the least to the highest. So picking up, you can pick up again one of the token. Again, I want to mostly major on the top coins. I don't want to have tokens which may put a lot of users to risk. I'll randomly pick this particular token and find this is called io.net. It has a market cap of $448 million. Now the next step is I need to understand, what does io.net do? So I'll scroll down here and come in down here and find what we call the white paper and the website. So I'll first open the website and the white paper. So this is the white paper. No, this is the white paper, which does show what this is all about. So one of the things this project, for instance, does is cloud access decentralized GPU. You can put the power into your hand. Basically, just read through this. Um, for instance, you can come in here, just find what the project does. Again, I don't want to do a lot of time here simply because uh, you know, um, this is for demonstration purposes only. So once you find such a project, you now need to come back to CoinGecko and go under the markets tab, and you'll find where to buy that particular token. In this case, we have Bitget right here, which is again one of the biggest exchanges. Baby, once you click on it, you can see even the trust score and all that. Now, once you do this, you can come in back to Bitget. Let's go back to Bitget, and we can find that we've seen a coin called IO. Was it IO.net or? Okay, we need to find the ticker symbol. Is very important. For instance, IO.net ticker symbol was, or IO.net. What is the ticker symbol? Under markets, IO. This is called IO. This is the ticker symbol, so you can just click on that and it will take you directly to the Bitget trading page for that. Now, for you to buy it, now you can come in here and just click on the amount you want to buy, if now you're convinced that this is the token to go with. Now, I'll quickly get some funds from my wallet. You need to, of course, have your funds. We've previously covered how to get your funds on your wallet. So you can go under assets, and under assets, I'll just quickly click on the deposit option like that. and then you can deposit either on chain, or you can deposit if you have funds on other wallets, you can deposit using these. You can also deposit using P2P, or you just buy using what you call basically a card. You can do basically you can buy a lot of things here. Oh, sorry, not that one, but you can buy using a credit card, for instance. You can buy, you just enter the amounts. Maybe you want to buy $100, you just click on buy, you enter your card details, and you get to pay your transaction. So that's basically once you deposit, you need to have your funds on the spot wallet. So under assets overview, you will be able to find which wallet your assets are. So if your assets are not under spot wallet, you just click on this transfer button right there, and select where the assets are, and then transfer to spot. In my case, I actually know I have some small USDT on funding wallet. In most of the cases, it will be funding, so I'll just put in like that. So we are transferring from funding to spot, and we are transferring $22. We just confirm that transaction, and now we can be able to go and trade. So I'll now quickly show you how to no, before I show you how to buy, how to place your orders, I need to guide you again on how to do research. So we've seen two main things. You find the purpose of the project, which for instance on that particular project, we've been able to go and see the the website and the white paper. So in our case, for instance, we came into this site, and we can see what they are offering is a decentralized, basically a lot of tech stuff here. Again, you can decide to go further and say research them, see who else is a competitor. And one of the things I've come to like about, say, AI is the fact that I can literally go on ChatGPT and ask it the who are the competitors of X project, and then it will just give me the competitors, and you can be able to quickly come up with research really fast. So I think there's a couple of comments, so I'll just quickly go through the comments. Okay, let's see this question here. Um, Mfreke asks, if you are asked if if you are asked the price of a token for a particular time, say 4 p.m., it is the opening price or the closing price at that time. So we will demonstrate this live. So my time right now is, what time is it? 1844, 644. So now if you asked me what was the price of Bitcoin, the BND's token right there at 4 p.m., one of the things I'd ask myself is, how far am I from 4 p.m. right now? So 4 p.m. is 2 hours ago. So I see every candle here, and then I can decide to go like this. I could open a hourly chart, and I know this is the 6 p.m. This is starting my 6 p.m. In fact, they are labeled right here. You can see down here, they are labeled. So my 4 p.m. is this particular candlestick. And when I click on it, just a sec, when I hover my mouse on it like this, you can see on the top left right here, this right there. On the top left, it does show you what time it was. In fact, I can just go to the standard chart, which is slightly easier to understand. And you can see, for instance, right there, on this part, you can see right there, like on this particular part up here, you can see the time is moving. So at 4 p.m., you can see in my case now, I'm able to be told that the O being opening price. I don't know if you can see the, I'll just come in here. I hope you can see my mouse, my cursor. This part, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Just watch what happens when I hover my mouse on top, and you can be able to see that right there. So when I hover here, it does tell me now that was 4 p.m. O was $99,000. Let me just expand this a bit. O was $99,000, meaning that the opening price was 99,357. C is the closing price, being that the closing price was 99,071. And that's why the candlestick is actually red, because the opening price is higher than the closing price. Then H is the highs and L is the lows. So basically, these are these small wicks that you see right here. These small things that you see. The wick you see right here. This one and this one. It just shows you the highest it gone to is that price, and the lowest is gone to is that price. Just a sec as I zoom out. Ooh. It's decided I won't zoom out. Okay, now I can. So basically, that's how you can be able to review that. I hope that's been helpful. Let's go to the next question. We've not actually talked about orders, so this may take more than an hour, but I'll just quickly walk you through the orders. Let's find another question. A lot of you have just gist, guys. Ask questions, we'll be able to answer them. I can't. Okay, what determines now? What determines the spot trading fees for particular pairs? So for all pairs, the spot trading fees is at 0.1%, and Bitget does show you here. However, in some cases you can in some cases, for instance, right now you can see the spot trading fees is 0.1, but if you used BGB to pay your fees, you get a 20% off, which means your fees will be 0.08. Now that's for regular users. We have VIP users who basically become VIP because they trade a significant amount of money. So the VIP program can give you lower fees, and they can be you can be able to see them right there. If you become VIP 1, it's basically 0.08% to get 20% off. And this is the requirements. You need to either trade 500K or have a 30-day net balance of $30,000. VIP 2, basically this spot trading fees does continue to go down until you reach VIP 7, which is the highest level of VIP on our end, and you can be able to leverage all these basically based off how much you trade. So that's about it. One of the other things I think I need to cover is what we call tokenomics. I see a mistake by a couple of users where you ask yourself, Dodge, for instance. I'll just give you an example. I'll use Dodge, where some people may think, say, Dodge may hit the price of Bitcoin one day. So Dodge, it's cheap. It will hit, the price of Bitcoin one day. One thing I need to highlight is what we call the tokenomics. Each token has a certain amount of tokens that has been released. Think of it as shares. So what this means is, for instance, Dodge has a market cap of $55 billion. So what this means is this is the amount of money that has been held by holders who are holding Dodge. However, the number of tokens, we have something like this. The circulating supply is 147.64 billion, B for boy, billion tokens. Now, when you compare that to Bitcoin's number of tokens being uh, being 21 million. So 21 million tokens, you just come in under overview and you can see Bitcoin's total something basically circulating supply is this one at the moment 19.81, and the total supply is 21 million, and the total supply at the moment, the circulation rate is 94% of the total supply. What that means, I'll just give you, for instance, a hack here. If I take this figure, 1.95 trillion, I'll just pull up calculator. I'll use Bitcoin is 1.9 trillion. Divide that figure by how amount it's circulating, 19.8 million. So 1.9, okay, let's share this screen. 1.9 trillion. That's okay, that's a big figure. That's okay. That's 1.9 up to there is a million. 19 million, 19 or 90 million, 1.9 trillion divided by the amount of circulating supply is 19,810,000, and your answer, I believe that's 19, yeah, I believe, and your, no, that's incorrect. Okay, that's trillion. So just add about 3 zeros there, and you will end up finding the price of Bitcoin, which is just similar to what we just calculated. So that's how tokenomics work. So it's very, very important for you to understand how tokenomics work. It's very important. I'll use another token to demonstrate something different. I'll show you, for instance, the this token. Again, just showing you. Okay, now I'll use this token. I've seen people wondering, for instance, why is this token not moving, yet the market cap has moved. So when this token, for instance, was listed, it was listed at, I believe, a market cap of, we could check that for purposes of accuracy. So on coin market cap, you can come in here and find the trading pair that you're looking for, and then under the chart, just click on market cap and you'll be able to see the market cap. You can see the market cap has grown, but the price has not. In fact, the price has come down. Okay, so this is something very important you need to look at. So when this project was listed, it was listed at around 170, $180 million market cap. But of importance that we need to check is this information here. The fact that most of the supply, the circulating supply, is less than 1 billion. Basically, only 6% of the tokens are in supply, right? So it just means that should this total supply become in circulation at the current market cap, your price would be this figure 1.93 billion divided by this figure, which is just shy of 0.5 dollars. All right, so these are some of the things that you need to be aware of, because some of you may be very, very concerned about that. It's very important to actually learn some of those things. All right, I'll try to I'll someone was not listening here. uh, what is the key difference between spot trading and futures? When would you prefer to use spot over futures? Now, it's fine. I'll show you, but I won't go into futures directly. A futures session will be underway in less than 2 weeks from now. So I'll use Bitcoin again. But before we even go there, I'll quickly want you to understand order books. Now, Step one, if I want to buy Bitcoin, it's like you walk into the market. You can decide to use a market order and say, I walked into the market, I found Bitcoin at whatever price it is at, and then bought it at the market price, all right? So bought it or sold it at the market price. So I bought $22 worth of Bitcoin. I put it, click, sell, done. You can see now this has been fulfilled. And if I go to my wallet, I should find Bitcoin right there. So that is what we call a market order. So I'll quickly come in here and show you, if I review my assets, I should find Bitcoin right there. If I review, you can see we now have our $22 worth of Bitcoin right there. All right. Now I'll go back to the Bitcoin trading pair spot, and then I'll quickly show you how to do basically a sell. But in this case, I don't want to sell just by selling. I will put a price where I want to sell. Maybe when Bitcoin reaches 98,900. Okay, 98,950. This thing is moving quite okay. When Bitcoin reaches 99,000, sell it at that particular price. So I just click right there and then just click on sell. So that is called a limit order. And once I've clicked sell, one thing you'll notice, what's just happened? One thing you'll notice is, okay, just a sec. My order has been put down here. The order will be put down here. Okay, I'll repeat that process. I want to sell all my Bitcoin at 99,000. You can see the order has been put here, and where 98,977, and when the price reaches there, the order will be yeah, you can see it has been filled. You've heard that sound. So that is how limit orders work. Is you going to the market and saying, when the price reaches X amount, buy or sell, whatever you're doing, just buy or sell at that particular price. Now, I'll show you the next type of order, and it's called okay, not that one. There's the trigger. The trigger order, otherwise called stop limit order. You'll notice for that order I actually had put it on the order book, right? For this order, I want to say when Bitcoin reaches $98,000, okay, put in an order. You see this? Let's configure this. Put in a limit order of 98,001 and buy all my available USDT. Just okay, I need to I want my quantity to be in USDT. Oh, sorry, I'm on the buy side then. Under. So 98. Put in an order of 98,001. Okay, and buy $22 worth of USDT. Just click on that buy and then confirm. So what this order does is it comes in the order book, but it only shows up on the sorry, it doesn't come on the order book. It only shows up on the order book when the trigger is reached. Now, how does this help you? Sometimes there's too much volatility, or you're targeting what we call a break, or you're targeting in case Bitcoin maybe breaks its support or demand levels. You want, in this case, I'm just using Bitcoin, for demonstration purposes. You want to input that on the order book. So these are the type of orders that you can be able to use. Now, I'll show you a more advanced order, and that is called OCO order. In other words, it's called one cancels the other. Now, how this works is I can come in here and say if Bitcoin reaches $95,000, just buy, okay? However, now that's assuming Bitcoin goes down, okay? But if it breaks $100,000, just put an order of 100,000 maybe and one. Because in that case, it just tells me that Bitcoin has now broken through the $100,000 mark and probably will continue going up. So this is how you can use this particular order. So if I click on buy, you'll find that this will create two orders. Okay, so this one will create two orders. One and basically one will cancel the other. So this is the OCO order, and whichever action is reached first, it will cancel the other action, and that is how OCO orders work. They sort of are like a take profit and stop loss type of orders, which are very, very useful for you. So this one, I'll just cancel and explain the next one. All right, the next type of order is called a trailing stop order. Okay, you can configure the stop loss and take profit, but these ones are not very, very, basically the stop loss and take profit, which are indicated by the letters TP and SL. They are just ways for you to say, I want to take profit or stop a loss at specific prices. Now, I'll show you something called the trailing stop order. Now, the trailing stop order helps you to track the price of a certain asset. So, without having, with what we call, I don't want to be technical. So, I want you to picture this. The asset price, Bitcoin price, is going down, okay? And I need to have to buy my Bitcoin. Now, I don't know how far it will go down, okay? And I need to buy my Bitcoin at closest to the lowest it has been. So what I'll say is maybe when Bitcoin reaches $95,000 and I supply a delta of maybe 10%. So and say buy this amount of Bitcoin, $22 worth of Bitcoin at this particular price. Now what that means is if Bitcoin proceeds to go down and down and down, all right, as long as it's not more than $95,000, all right, the order will not execute. Now, if there's a 10% decrease, or maybe you make it lower, 5% probably. If Bitcoin now starts going up and does go up by say 5%, and you are aiming for that lower price, this trigger will occur from the lowest it's been since your order was triggered of this particular percentage to where it's at right now. So this helps you. So if I configure this order and go ahead with this, it will put on the order book, right? No, it will not put on the order book because it only puts on the order book if it's triggered to put on the order book. Okay, so that's the thing. So that's a very, very important things to note, that this order will never be on the order book until the trigger is done. So that's a very key item to highlight. So this helps you to make more money when, say, the price is moving favorably, and actually get lower prices when you're trying to lock in a lower entry point. So this is how those type of orders can help you. Now I'll quickly go through to the questions again, and oh, this has been hiding all I've been doing. Okay, sorry guys, the orders are down here. So I'll quickly take some questions again. And how do you predict how do you predict the price of a token using technical with 1 hour charts on spot trading? Now this is quite an interesting one, because again, it's not that direct. You cannot just use technicals to predict the price of an asset, all right? You cannot just use technique. There's a lot more that goes on into actually trading, not just these are just the basics that we are mostly highlighting. But I'll still give you some of the things you can take a look at. They may not be the most accurate, and you cannot be a prophet to predict the market. There's a lot of things that may need external input, but you may need to first understand the 1 hour time frames. In this case, I'll show you, for instance, something very, very important. And this is what we call the candlestick patterns. So this is a candlestick pattern. I want us to take a look at it for just a minute. So while you are right there, just take a look at it for just actually 30 seconds. Okay, enough. Now, um, when you see basically this candlestick pattern just shows you what basically if you see such a pattern, for instance, I'll just highlight this dragonfly doji. If you see such a pattern, this indicates a buy. If you see such a pattern, this indicates a sell. Bullish arami, this is a buy. And then a hammer can be a hanging man, or showing a sell, or just the normal hammer, which shows a buy. So these are some of the things you can use to I won't dwell a lot on the candlesticks. I'll basically share this link. Oh, my one of my orders has been completed, as you've heard. Very interesting. I'll put this link right there for you to go and review. But these are some of the things you can use. Now, you can also use things like tools like which are found on the charts. I'll share these charts and show you some of the tools. Some of the tools we have is moving averages. Moving averages, just a sec. Okay, just a sec. Indicators. Now, under indicators right there, you can find moving averages. So for instance, down here, you can see MA. MA indicates a simple moving average, which basically shows you a graph that shows the price tracking based on a simple moving average. We also have an EMA, which is an exponential moving average. These tracks more based on the recent prices. We also have Bollinger Bands, which are bands that show, for instance, when the prices, the asset is about to change the trend, the Bollinger Bands come together. So you need to read about all these indicators. We have the MACD, that being the moving average, convergence, divergence. You can be able to go read more about these indicators. I may not be able to cover all of them at once, but these indicators may tell you a bigger story. We have some other things like RSIs, the relative strength index, volume indicators, which are down here, which you can be able to see right here. These are volume indicators. So for instance, you can see what volume was traded right there, right there. Basically, all these can be able to help you in making decisions. Let me see. You can also use support and resistance levels. Analyze all these charts. There's just a bit more detail that goes on to this. You can also apply the trend lines. For instance, run a go right there, that much. So you can apply some trend lines right there. You can use this. This is the indicator right there. You could use some maybe So use some of these trend lines, track different hours, and you combine all these particular signals to make you understand basically what are the technicals that that apply during that particular hour. So there's a lot that you could do. Again, I've not been able to cover all the technical bits right there, but these are some of the things you can actually do behind the scenes. So if the opening price that is the actual price of the token or the closing price, hey, my guy. So is the closing price that is the actual price of the token at that particular price of the, okay. So if is it the closing price that is the actual price of the token at the particular time or the opening price? Now, closing and opening prices, they just indicate um where the price was trading at on that particular time frame. So what if I've not misunderstood you, if you're asking where the price is coming from, the price comes from the last buy order. Okay, so if I go under trades, the last buy order is 99,600, which is what is shown here. All right, these are 538, which is what is shown here. So if I understood your question correctly, that is basically what it means. Okay, let me see these. I'll show some of the questions. Some of I may not be able to address. Casey, hello. The actual price. Oh, okay. This was just addressing the question. The difference between limit and market order. Okay, Bristol, if you're walking to the market, okay, you've gone to buy some oranges in your local village. You have some dollars with you. You go, you find that orange seller. You ask how much are 5 oranges? You are told it's $5. An orange, $1 each. You don't negotiate, you pay it all. That is called a market order because you've paid the market price. So it's similar thing. You've come to Bitcoin here, you have USDT, you want to buy Bitcoin, you say just buy $22 of Bitcoin no matter the price. So it just buys at the current price, and that is called market order. Limit order, you walk into your orange vendor, you say to them, I want oranges, and you have dollars. They say it's $10 per orange. You say, no, I can't buy at that. But I'll leave you with these $5. When oranges reach $5, then buy me the oranges. Okay, so that is a limit orders. That is a limit order. So that indicates, in this case, oranges being, for instance, Bitcoin, the dollar being the USDT, and the orange vendor being Bitget, being the marketplace. That's how it just works. So I hope you've understood based on that example. If not, just ask the next question. Trading is always okay. Let's see. Okay, for those of us whose link is not opening, you may be restricted. So just use the next link. Just change the .com to .site. I'll just put it right here. .site. Okay. Now I think that's the next question. No, we've done with all the questions, and since I see time has moved, we will hold another session which will be more technical. This will be the prerequisite. This will be the prerequisite, so you'll need to have learned these earlier. So ensure you've understood this session. So we'll run that in a future at a future time. And having done that, I hope we've provided a lot of value to you. I see a lot of guys asking about giveaways. We may not be able to provide giveaways every time, but for sure, anytime we have giveaways, we'll be communicating towards that. So should you have any further questions? Try King says they were here for giveaways, but don't worry, you walked away with a lot of knowledge today. So for further sessions in future, we'll be able to communicate earlier. So do ensure you send all your new guys on this session. You can just send them this session to polish up their skills on spot trading. And it's really been a great time to have you all here, and I appreciate for those of us who joined us. Just as a reminder, we have the Bitget Africa community, which is at Bitget Africa official. So do remember to ask your queries right there. We'll be able to address them on the Bitget Africa official channel on Telegram. That said, we have come to the end of our session. We hope you all enjoyed and have yourself a great day ahead. Evening for those of us who are evening. All right. Bye bye for now and see you next time.